Fab. So thank you everyone for joining. Welcome to our first webinar of our postgraduate webinar series. Today's focus is going to be on careers and employability support that's available in the business school. And on the call, I've got a few colleagues who are going to talk about our careers and employability support a bit more. So that's Paul and Laura. I'll let them both introduce themselves when it gets to their slides. To start with, though, I'm going to talk a little bit about the business school. My name's Lottie. I work in the student recruitment team in the business school, particularly with postgraduate students, and I will be present on all of these webinars going forward as well. We've also got a couple of current students on the call. So we have Kunal and Irene, both of which are current students. So if you both want to introduce yourselves, I'll start with Kunal. If you can just say your course and anything about yourself.
Yeah, hi, myself Kunal, and I'm pursuing my master's in international business management, particularly within sustainability pathway.
Fab. And Irene?
Hi, I'm Irene, and I'm a postgraduate of supply chain management.
Perfect. Fab. So we'll get started. Going forward, just first of all, to make you aware, if you've signed up to this call, then you probably already know, but we have 8 webinars in total going forward. This is the first one, so we have 7 after this, and you can see some of those on the screen there. So we have got, obviously today's, we've got economic focused webinar. We've then got a sustainability focused webinar, one focused on the city of Newcastle and life here and what it's like as a student and also professionally. And then we also are going to have a webinar on insights from graduates. So some of our alumni will join the call and talk to you about what it's like to be an alumni of Newcastle University Business School. And then finally in July, we're going to have another webinar kind of thinking about your career, but this time focused more on planning your first term and really making the most of your master's, because it is only a year. So you've really got to hit the ground running with that one. So we're hoping to prepare you the best we can for all of those. It's worth mentioning, we will have one other webinar that is actually focused on our accommodation. That is going to be only aimed really at offer holders. And so if you're an offer holder, please keep an eye on your emails, because you will have an email sent out in the coming weeks about joining that webinar, and it will be in June. So you've got a little bit of time before that, but just thought I'd put that out there. Fab, if I could have the next slide. Perfect. So a little bit about Newcastle. You can see on the map there, that's where we're located, and you'll notice we have a little aeroplane logo, so it means we have an airport. We're right near the coast, and we're really well connected to the rest of the country. So Edinburgh, London, you can get to Manchester in about 2 hours 15. You can get to London in about 2.5 hours. Edinburgh's a lot closer. But we're quite connected, and although we're quite far north, it's a really great region, and we hope that if you come study with us, you'll be able to see that for yourselves. That picture there of the big red brick building is actually our main campus. So the main campus, obviously, it's a big regal old building. It's because the university was actually founded in 1834. So it's quite old, but it's refurbished on the inside, don't worry. And then below that, you can see that we've got the Helix site. The Helix site is actually where the business school is located. So that's a slightly newer area to the city. You go back about 5 years, it was looking very, very different to how it looks right now. But right now we have our business school. We have buildings such as the Frederick Douglass Centre, which you will also study in if you come and study a postgraduate degree here. We've got the Catalyst, which holds our research centres, our National Innovation Centre for Data, and the same National Innovation Centre for Ageing as well. And we also have the Urban Sciences building, where we have a lot of our computing courses and some sustainability courses too. So there's a lot going on the site, and just because you're not on the main campus does not mean that you won't have a lot of facilities right on your doorstep in the business school. And you also, of course, do get access to the main campus facilities as well, even if you are a business school student. So you can always pop over there whenever you like. So fun. So there's a couple more pictures. You can see on the left there, that big grey building. If you can see and read the logo, I'll be very impressed, but that is actually the business school. So we have 8 floors in the business school. We've got a student hub. We've got a St. James suite, which is an event suite. We have 4 big lecture theatres. We have loads of seminar spaces and also social working spaces too. And we have a cafe and reception as well. As also worth mentioning, we have a careers hub and reception, but I won't say too much about that. I will let Paul and Laura talk about that. And then on the right there, you can see that big blue building on the right in the right-hand picture is actually the Frederick Douglass Centre that I was mentioning, which is where you will have some of your lectures and seminars as well. There's a lot of other social working spaces there too, and there's 3 big lecture theatres in there also. Our academics for our business school courses sit between the two buildings. So like I say, they're very close to each other, but you'll be going between the two of them. And then on the left in that right-hand picture is actually the Urban Sciences building. It has a lovely cafe, so worth noting. You can see, I'm going to talk a bit about some of our rankings. So you can see there that we are a top 10 city in the UK for affordability. What that means is, the cost of living compared to maybe other cities in the UK, predominantly London, it's a lot cheaper and more affordable in the Northeast. That's in terms of, everyday costs like groceries, right down to things like rent, transport prices, things like that. It's a really affordable city, and being in the north of England, it is quite different to living in London, but we do still have the same opportunities for you, which again, our careers team will talk about. You can also see that we are the 6th best city in the UK in terms of student cities. That's ranked by QS, and they focus on things like the way they determine student cities are affordability, as I've mentioned, diversity, our international research network, our student voice, and the universities in the city as well. So lots of stuff going on. Go next slide. Fab. In terms of our reputation, you might recognize some of these accreditations and some of these logos. So I'll start with Equus, Amber, and AACSB there. Those are 3 accreditations, and because we hold all 3 of them, we are proudly a triple accredited institution. That ranks us within the top 1% of business schools globally, not just in the UK. So it's just a really good standard of how we're ranked, and something that we're really, really proud of, and we've held those accreditations for a few years. So very, very proud. We also are a founding member of the Russell Group. You might have heard of the Russell Group, but it's basically a group of red book universities in the UK. And it means that we're research intensive and world leading for UK based universities. So we're also very, very proud to be a part of the Russell Group as well. A little bit on our rankings. So I've mentioned QS a little bit now, but they have also awarded us with we're in the top 110 universities for global university rankings by QS. They measure that on many different things, things such as sustainability, again, diversity, very similar to what they measure student cities on. But it basically is it just shows our rankings globally as well. And then they've also awarded us with 5 QS stars for teaching, for inclusiveness, and for facilities as well. So it's just a good standard of where we sit alongside other universities, and it's a great way to compare and contrast the universities that you're interested in studying with by looking at who's been awarded what, and we're very proud to hold 5 QS stars for all 3 of those areas. You'll see there as well, we are 4th in the UK for sustainable development. We're in the top 10 in the world as well. What that means is we are in line with the United Nations 14 Sustainable Development Goals. That's how they determine that ranking. And so we do a lot of work with sustainability. Some of our courses in the business school now are focusing more on sustainability as well. And we know that's something that people are really, really interested in. And it's really, really important for the future of business. And so it's something that we are very, very proud to be ranked so highly for, because we put a lot of work into our sustainable network. And then again, we've been awarded 5 QS stars for teaching. So some of our masters, well, all of our master's programs are here. Sorry, Paul, I'm being confusing. So you'll see we've got some new courses for 2024 and 2025. So that's business analytics, digital marketing, and as I mentioned, sustainability management. Then we've got our other courses. So for accounting and finance, we have 2 similar courses with a slightly different focus. So accounting and finance with either strategic investment or financial analysis. Just going to admit someone else. Then we have a banking and finance course, a finance course, and a quantitative finance and risk management course. Obviously, we have digital business as well. So we have digital business and digital business e-commerce. In terms of our marketing courses, we have an international marketing course. Management-wise, obviously, we've got that sustainability management, but we also do have global human resource management and an international business management course where you can include a sustainability pathway if you would like. We also have operations, logistics, and supply chain management. And then for economics, we have a few new courses. A few of these were new last year, so we're very proud to have developed our portfolio in terms of economics courses. And so those are behavioral and experimental economics, economics with data science, or economics with finance. And then finally, we have our entrepreneurship course, which is our entrepreneurship, innovation, and sustainability course as well. So again, you can see on there, we're really trying to develop our portfolio in terms of sustainability, and all of our courses are, with the intent of getting you into really great employment as well afterwards. So I believe I will hand over to Paul and Laura at this point.
Thank you very much, Lottie. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Campbell. My role at the business school is Head of Engagement, Recruitment and Marketing for the business school. And it was really interesting information that Lottie's just shared about Newcastle, the city. I'm not from here originally. I'm from Northern Ireland, and it can definitely relate to all of the information of it being a very affordable, very friendly and very nice place to study and also work longer term, which hopefully some of you will consider doing after you finish your programs with us. So in today's session, we are going to talk about your careers and employability support within the business school. The employability journey at Newcastle University Business School, which we believe starts even before you get here, and that will kickstart in July with that webinar where one of our careers consultants will talk about planning for your first term. We'll then give you a bit of an insight into our industry connections. I think it's really important to know what type of companies and employers that we have close relationships with that help inform our employability offer and the types of sessions that we run with students. Then there'll be a bit of time at the end for some questions from students. But if you have any questions during, please put them in the chat and we will stop talking and answer them straight away. So in terms of our careers and employability support specifically, I've got a couple of stats there along the top line. Again, we've awarded 5 stars from the QS in terms of our employability support. But we've also got a really strong graduate outcomes percentage of students finding jobs within 15 months of finishing their programs with us. But not only that, we have a really good track record here at Newcastle of graduates moving into setting up their own businesses or working in the entrepreneurial space as well, which is backed up by this Hapkiss survey done in 21-22. I appreciate these dates might seem slightly out of date, but it is the most up-to-date information we actually have from these nationally based surveys. But that information is across the university as a whole. Specifically for the business school, I thought it was interesting to highlight our QS Business Masters rankings, and specifically within that, our employability ranking, because we perform really well in these categories. Now, this ranking and the metrics made up in the employability side of things is based off our employer reputation and our graduate outcomes rates, so how quickly students find jobs and progress within them. And you can see our Masters in Finance, we're 81st in the world, Masters in Management, 68th in the world, Masters in Marketing, 20th in the world, and Masters in Supply Chain, 23rd in the world. Now, if your program isn't specifically listed there, it's because there's not a ranking for it. So Finance, for example, covers all finance programs, Management, all management programs. It's impossible to do a ranking specifically for every course that we offer. But hopefully that gives you a little bit of a flavour of the strength of our employability offer, which Laura is now going to talk over in a bit of detail.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name's Laura Ganai and I'm the Graduate Outcomes Manager for the Business School, and I worked previously as a careers consultant, so I'm really happy to talk to you about our careers and employability offer today. We thought it might be quite useful to highlight sort of the areas that our graduates typically go into. I do want to highlight, however, that these are common areas, however, they are not an exclusive list. So please do not panic if you don't see your particular chosen industry job area listed here. In terms of getting a qualification from the business school and doing the right career planning and preparation, you can go into essentially any industry. However, when we've looked at the data, we've looked at those who have shared with us where they've gone into, we do see some patterns. So a lot of our graduates do go into the Big Four, so working in different types of roles within EY, PwC, KPMG and Deloitte. Banking is also a really popular area, and retail is really popular as well, alongside IT and digital. And that doesn't mean that they're necessarily doing technical roles, but they're in that kind of industry doing particular business management roles or finance within IT and digital, if that makes sense. Again, we've got common job areas. Analyst roles are very popular, and that can range from business analysts to data analysts. We have a range of marketing roles, and that is something that I imagine will just continue to grow with how technology is really informing how marketing as a profession is evolving and the use of social media. So I see that trajectory ever increasing. We have a lot of graduates going into HR and recruitment roles, as well as into different types of sales roles. I've also listed some other ones that have come up. However, those are the top 4. So we do have them in audit, accounting, consulting, IT and digital. So we do have some who go into more technical areas, as there are a lot of graduate schemes that have training embedded within their programs. We do have those who go straight into management, and as well operations and supply chain management. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about our offer, like what do we actually do in the business school for you to help you in your career planning and your career journey. And our offer isn't random. It is very much shaped by our insights from industry. We've got some fantastic links with industry, and we're all in our team very engaged with keeping up to date with market research and market intelligence. We also get a lot of feedback from alumni. So we gather what has worked for them, what hasn't, what gaps there are, and also, as we have a team of careers consultants, we embed careers theory within our offer when we're designing that. And so we kind of have 5 areas that we focus on. We want to help you develop your self-awareness when you're here at university. This is a life-changing experience, and you will change as a result of being at university. And we want to help you understand where you're at. Okay, so the more you have an understanding of who you are, the more likely you'll be able to make good career decisions. We do a lot of work on occupational awareness. So kind of that previous slide, you have lots of opportunities to explore, well, what does audit mean? What does consultancy look like? How would I get into IT and digital without having a software development background? So we do a lot of work around raising your occupational awareness, again, so you can make informed career choices. We do a lot of work on developing your skills, and those are both soft skills, so things like your communication skills, emotional intelligence, networking, and hard skills. So potentially those more technical aspects, things like project management. We also try to provide a lot of opportunities and signpost opportunities to help you get some on-the-ground experience whilst you're at Newcastle. Obviously, it's really important that you do study, but we want you to get some relevant experience on the side of that. And also we do a lot of work with developing your application technique, because if you don't know how to market or sell yourself to an employer, doesn't matter how good the other 4 bits, we need that package. Okay. And so from that, and from our annual reviews of what makes a good employability offer, this is our current model. So all of our activities are based around these 4 headers, where we look at career planning, so that it really encapsulates that self-awareness and occupational awareness. Our skills development piece, our industry insights, that's where we're going to connect you with employers, and job and work experience opportunities. Okay, so I'm going to firstly talk about career planning, and we are really lucky in the business school that we have dedicated careers consultants who work exclusively with you guys. Okay, and they work in different ways. They have drop-in and booked appointments where you can talk about all aspects of career planning, from I don't know what I want to do to I want to work in marketing, how do I make that happen? But they also do some practical guidance in terms of helping you with interview coaching. So providing mock interviews if you have one upcoming. They are fantastic experiences, as well as getting application feedback on your CVs, your LinkedIn profiles, for instance. We also have them working in various degree programs. So you might be looking at going into a lecture, and one might be hosted by a careers consultant where they'll be talking about a specific bespoke topic for you guys. We also run a weekly careers workshop called Career Success, and that is where we focus on different occupational areas each week. As part of our career planning offer, we're also really invested in online resources as well. And you'll notice this top one is called Careernomics, and that is completely exclusive for Masters Business School students. So no one else at the university has access to this career management software. So this is giving you practical advice in terms of your career management. The rest of the university and yourselves all get access to these other tools. And Shortlist Me is an interview simulator. Career Set is an AI infused, AI led, I don't know how to pronounce that, but using AI, it gives you instant 24/7 CV feedback as well. We also have Graduates First, that GF Job Assessments Experts, and that is giving you practical real-life psychometric assessments tests. If you're going for a graduate scheme, graduate role, often you'll be asked to do a psychometric assessment, and that's something that's often very new to us. So you have some practice on there. Okay. So in terms of that career planning, about that self-development, but also in terms of the occupational awareness, we're really lucky that we have some absolutely comprehensive resources that you can access in your own time that are up to date and thoroughly researched by a team of information advisors who also offer appointments, and their appointments help you explore specific career sectors. So in my example earlier, when I said, well, what does audit look like? You can talk with them and they will discuss with you what that looks like and how to find out more. We also have connections with our alumni community. So you have a platform where you can connect with up to 35,000 graduates who are you'll probably find someone who's in a job that you're quite interested in. And we encourage you to get in touch with those alumni who are engaged with us to find out more. We also have, we're very lucky again, we have a dedicated startup self-employment service. They are actually called Startup and they will support you in all areas of self-employment. And I appreciate not everyone on this call, this is something that you would be considering. However, we are a very entrepreneurial university and we do have students who are interested in it, and they will offer you any support in terms of discussing an idea to actually launching it and making it happen. And we've got some great success stories, as you can see there, in terms of all the businesses that we have supported over the years. Okay, so that was more the career planning little bubble that we were talking about at the beginning. I'm now going to move on to skills development. And I mentioned before about the soft skills and the hard skills. And we thought that these graphics might be quite useful to discuss why that's important. I'm getting a degree from a good university, isn't that enough? But it's also thinking about the skills that you need to be developing alongside that. So these screen grabs are from the QS rankings that we've discussed earlier in the presentation. And these are the soft skills that are really in demand from employers. So team working, communication, problem solving, active learning. Okay, so we do a lot of work in terms of thinking about our activities that we run and how you can be developing those skills. However, on the right, you'll notice that there are some skills gaps that employers have identified. So essentially what this means is employers are telling us, universities, we're not seeing graduates with enough problem solving ability. We're not seeing graduates with enough creativity. So those gaps help us identify what do we need to help you upskill when you're here at Newcastle. And exactly the same in this slide, it's just flipped to the hard skills. So in terms of the things that are missing there, oh dear, I can see that we've put the wrong image there on that gap. We'll ensure that we get that sent around in terms of what the hard skills gaps are. But in terms of the ones that are in demand, it's digital competency, project management, data analysis, and business development. Okay, and this is one of our careers consultants in action on this slide there. That's one of our team. So these are just some of the examples of the skills workshops that we have run very recently. So I mentioned project management before, HTML, data visualization software with various tools, and also those soft skills. So we really do a lot around that kind of communication piece, around the presentation and confidence. There's a lot of overlaps there. We also subscribe to different virtual offers. So you have exclusive and free access to LinkedIn Learning. So that is only available to business school students. You also have the opportunity to get a free qualification through Microsoft, where you can get a Microsoft Office Specialist Expert, which is something very, very exciting and exclusive. And I'm not going to read through all this, don't you worry, but this is just giving you the sense of our full offer that we have ran over the last few months. And again, these are only specifically on the skill side, so we haven't even touched on the employer engagement side as of yet. Okay, and in terms of another type of way that we tackle skills as opposed to just workshops, we're also quite interested in developing more challenges and competitions that you can participate in. Participating in a challenge or a competition as a byproduct, as opposed to you not only win a prize and you get that recognition, but through undertaking a challenge or a competition, you will be developing a wide range of skills, which is why they're so powerful. And one of the things that we run in semester one is the Bloomberg Trading Challenge. That is a global challenge that universities all participate in. And so last year, over 2,000 teams competed in the challenge, and 4 of our teams were ranked in the top 10% globally, which is pretty amazing. The screen grabs that we have there are our Bloomberg Lab. So these are the terminals that you can access to undertake the challenge, and you have access as part of being in the business school. Oh, yes. And you can see at the bottom there, the little logo, the Sustainable Business Challenge. This is a new challenge that we're actually launching tomorrow for the first time. And this is exclusive to the business school to collaborate with global universities to look at a sustainability related problem. Okay.
Over to me. So another area of skills development, more within your program, but it's worth just highlighting in this webinar, and it will come up in the webinar in April as well. Is student projects. So there's certain programs within the school where instead of doing a dissertation, you can work on a live client project. So it allows you to put into practice the skills that you've developed, but also the theory that you've learned throughout the year. And it really helps to bridge that gap. So there's a couple of examples below of the types of projects that have been carried out previously. If you're interested to find out if your program has this element within it, I would suggest reaching out to the recruitment team, and they'll be more than happy to kind of talk through that final capstone part of the various programs that we run. And then moving into the next and the third section of that diagram Laura presented at the start is our industry insights. And it's something that I'm massively passionate about. My background is in recruitment. So before I worked in higher education, I worked in recruitment in London for many years. And it's something I think is hugely important to the student journey. And it's something that we have ramped up over the last few years in particular. Couple of nice images there of London, Newcastle, and Durham, I believe.
Yes.
So what are our industry insights? So we invite companies to come and speak with students throughout the year, and that starts from induction week, actually. We have a panel event where we give you an insight into the Northeast business landscape. But the types of talks that companies do, they will have people come in and talk about their career journey, what their job is. In particular, we get graduates to come in and talk through, this is what I do day to day. This is what I wish I had have studied more when I was at university. They also share their vacancies with us, both through the central services, and we've got a very large jobs board with, I think, over 2,000 vacancies a year. But directly through a weekly newsletter that we run from the business school, we share exclusive vacancies or vacancies that are specifically targeting business school students. We host a range of networking events. I would say on average 3 or 4 networking events are held for students in the business school each term. And we work in collaboration with a local networking partner, NE1. And there's a part of various programs, there's guest lectures on specific topics that is relevant to the modules that you will study. And we cover a wide range of industries. And this isn't just based off what the market's telling us and what our careers consultants think. We actually survey our students on the first week that you're here, and we ask, what do you want to do when you graduate? And that gives us some really good live market intelligence from the group of students that have just joined us, and the types of career paths they might want to explore. Again, if your chosen industry isn't on this, please reach out and speak to myself or Laura about what a more bespoke package looks like for individual students, because that could look like connecting with specific alumni. It could look like really targeted careers guidance appointments with our careers consultants. So we've got links obviously in the UK, but also internationally as well. We're a global business school. We've got students from across the world, and we try to provide a service that isn't just focused on jobs in the UK, but also in the markets that students have highlighted that are of interest. So we have an Asia Careers Insight series each March that covers, I think this year we had about 60 employers from across China, Hong Kong, and Southeast Asia come and present their vacancies or labour market update to students as part of that. We have, specifically for our Chinese students or for anybody who's interested in working in China, we have a WeChat Careers Development group where we share vacancies with our employer partners in China directly with you. We successfully ran our first in-person recruitment fair outside of Newcastle in September 23. And we were the first UK university to do this type of thing post-COVID. We ran it in collaboration with Durham and Warwick University. And this was 2 events, one in Shanghai and one in Shenzhen, where we had 30 companies coming to meet students who wanted to explore careers in China after their programs had finished. We also have an Asian specialist recruitment session, so that focuses on Asia as a whole, Japan and various other countries within that as well. And that's just to give a bit of a labour market update, but also what kind of sectors or job roles are popular with recent graduates at the minute. And as Laura highlighted, we have an international alumni community ready to support you at any point of your career journey. And what I would say is, as an alumni of the business school, your career journey doesn't end when you get your degree certificate. And we have various alumni webinars that are about continual development, accepting your second job offer, and various topics in that realm. We also host a careers conference, so there's a week off timetable in November, and there is a range of employers and workshops and panels that we host for students and make them connections as early as possible in the academic year. This year it was held from the 6th to the 10th of November. We had panels specifically targeting popular industries that students had highlighted, and again, a range of networking and skills development type sessions as well. A new initiative for us as a business school has been Treks and Trips, which launched really this year. It's taken off, and we have had a big emphasis on bringing students outside of the building into companies and meeting live with various employers or getting industry insights from alumni as well. So in the Northeast, we were lucky enough to go to St. James's Park. We've been to the Port of Blythe. So trying to really understand and get under the hood of the Northeast business landscape. We've taken various trips to London. I think we've done 2. We've got another one coming up, which are focused on finance and consultancy coming up. As part of these trips, you can apply to take part in them. It's a very competitive application process. Each of the trips will have about 15 to 30 students going down to London or to Manchester, and you will meet with 1 or 2 companies, and following that you'll have a chance to meet with the alumni in them cities as well. So it'll give you a chance to start building your network and having a platform to explore different cities in the UK if that's what your goals are, to stay in the UK, but maybe not directly in Newcastle, although we do hope as many of you will stay in Newcastle as possible. If you are considering our MBA program, there is this year a trip to Paris. That trip changes every year, but that's just an indicative example of the type of trip you might do on that program. And Dublin is a new trip that we're trying with our entrepreneurship students for the first time, but there could be scope for that opening out to some other programs as well in the future. And there's a nice little quote that Laura got from one of our students who took part in one of our trips to London, and the fact that it broadened their perspective and reinforced the importance of staying informed and adaptable in an ever-changing world. And then we've got a range of other events. Is this you?
Yeah.
Over to Laura.
Hi, me again. Hi. So we thought we'd also highlight some other events that are university wide. At the start of every year, we always have a part-time job fair. So some opportunity for you to help gain some experience alongside studying, as well as getting any extra cash on the side. We also have 2 graduate recruitment fairs per year. So we have a really big one near the start of the year, and that is held sometimes at St. James's Park across the road or across the university. And that is where a huge range of graduate employers will come and talk to you about the different graduate level jobs that are available. We also run some more sector specific events. So we have Creative Careers, which is a long-standing event which looks at different roles in the creative sector. And we have a lot of business school students who are interested in bringing that business understanding to the creative world. We also have a Science Careers Outside the Lab a big event that actually takes place next week for this year. And this is for students who are interested in science, but obviously aren't in the lab. They're not scientists, but they're interested in that kind of area. And obviously, the science sector needs business management students. So there's lots of opportunities to explore that sector in that particular event. We also have our China Career Gateway, and this isn't an in-person event like the others I've described. This is a year-long program with different events as well as e-learning content to explore what it is like to work in China. Paul mentioned very briefly about our vacancy job board. This is a bit of a very squashed screenshot in there, but you can probably see the amount of different filters and categories that this encompasses. So this gives you the kind of the scale of how many vacancies are on our job board, and employers are really keen to advertise with us. But however, you also have access through our licenses to 2 other job boards, which is Student Circus. That is specifically if you want to work internationally. So that is a really, really good tool. And we also have Forage. That is not a job platform. However, this is a platform that offers virtual internships with a wide range of companies, which is something very much post-COVID that's become a massive thing, hasn't it? And in terms of, we also offer our own work experiences. So we have a dedicated business school, what's called the Bridges Internship Program, and that is where we collaborate with local companies where you can undertake either a part-time internship along your course or a full-time internship in a vacation period. These are very popular, they are very competitive, they are not guaranteed, however, it's something very unique that we offer, and we also offer all of you support in making your application as strong as possible. Yeah. However, you have access to over 100 other Newcastle University internships, so through the rest of the university, who are also collaborating with local companies. We also offer business ambassador roles within the business school. So if you're interested in those kind of marketing opportunities, or you just love communicating with others, these are fantastic part-time roles that you can undertake through studying, very flexible. And we also signpost and really encourage local-based volunteering opportunities. The business school always has a charity of the year that we promote as well. So that is another opportunity to get experience.
Yeah, I think it's important just to highlight, we've got Oxfam's logo there. Oxfam have a finance office based in Newcastle. So we've always have 20 to 50 students each year volunteering with Oxfam in the finance office and getting some real world experience of working in that environment.
Yeah, and it's a one that's very well recognised by employers when they see that on the CV. Now, Lottie teased our career hub at the beginning of the presentation, and this is based, you can just see St. James's Park through that window there, which gives you an idea of where this is. So we have a dedicated physical space, which is just next to the cafe, which is very handy in the business school building. And that is open the working days, Monday to Friday. And that is where you can drop in and get support on any of your career related questions. And we also have lots of literature and guidance that you can pick up as well whilst you're in. Okay. We also have an online resource called Canvas, and this is something that if you joined us at Newcastle, you will be using as part of your program. And this is basically a virtual learning environment that you can access at any time. And within this, we have a lot of up-to-date resources. We have a lot of careers guidance and occupational resources, but also we have news and notifications of what's on, and we have a dedicated events calendar. So you're always up to date with what's going on. Okay,
and just finally, I just wanted to highlight gaining an international experience whilst here in Newcastle as well. We've got a postgraduate international experience module, which is on our IBM, our International Business Management and Finance program. It's a elective module where you can go and study with a partner institution. We also have international study schools, or summer schools, sorry, where you can spend 2 to 6 weeks studying a business-related content to complement your Newcastle degree. And we have a range of global competitions as well. I really just wanted to flag this. I won't go into loads of detail, but it does have a big impact on students' careers journeys, because that international exposure and experience can be really appealing to employers whenever you move into the various recruitment markets that you want to explore. And finally, I'm just conscious of time, so I'll just rally through this. Some of our industry connections, they are diverse, they are across the globe, but here are some of them. You've got big finance companies, Barclays, HSBC, Deloitte from the Big Four. We've got Sage, a software company, Newcastle United Football Club, Dentsu, which is a large media company, IBM, again, software company. This is just a drop in the ocean of what we're working with. I think we work with over 200 employers every year, from all shapes and sizes. And if you want any further information on the types of companies we work with, again, please reach out to the recruitment team, and the career will come back to us in some form that we'll be able to give you a better overview specifically for your own career goals. And I think that's us. I'll hand back over to Lottie.
Fab, thank you so much. Well, I hope that was informative. That was very informative for me. I hope everyone else feels the same. Lots of stuff I already knew, but great to know that there's so many brand new initiatives being developed this year and for next year as well. So it's just an example of how the business school is constantly trying to adapt to what our students want and what your needs are. So I'd really look forward to seeing you all use that if you end up studying with us. I've been keeping an eye on the chat and we have not had any questions in there. So I just wanted to open the floor at this point to anyone on the call who has any questions. You can either pop them in the chat and I'll ask for you to the group, or feel free to unmute yourself and ask us directly. Preferably questions focused on what this webinar has been focused on. So careers, employability questions. If you have anything specific to your own application or something that you might not think is appropriate for this call, you can see on the screen there is my own our recruitment inbox, which I, amongst other colleagues, manage. So that'll go directly to us and we'll be able to help you specifically if you've got anything like a direct query. But if anyone has no questions, I will go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi, my name is Abby. I was just wondering, what kind of support or resources does Newcastle University provide for international students looking for sponsorship to work in the UK?
I can pick up on that one. So the Student Circus platform that Laura promoted, that is a jobs board, and their specific goal is to connect, promote vacancies that are open for visa sponsorship. They're worth looking. If you've got time after the call, just search Student Circus and what they do, and the fact you'll have access to that. We also have a range of a lot of the skills sessions are based around how to structure a UK CV, how to network effectively, how to connect with the right alumni. And a lot of the reason that we're doing some of these trips and the industry insights type things is to help students build their networks in the areas that they might want to work. So there's a whole host of things kind of going on throughout the year, because we do have a very diverse population of students here at the business school and a lot of international students. And that's something that we're well aware of from a careers perspective in terms of tailoring the offer to make sure it's relatable and meaningful as well to students.
Okay, thank you.
We've had a question in the chat, and so I'll just read it out to the group. So Jyoti has asked that the online resources that we've mentioned in the presentation, are they online classes side by side, or are they just the notes or resources available that happen during the course? Or like, could you elaborate a little bit more on it, on specifically what that would look like?
Course, yeah, of course, and I really appreciate that. Obviously, we had a lot to cover and we whizzed through it all, so more than happy to go into a bit more detail. Was it particularly this slide? Because I can talk through this one. There's this package here, and then we've got, yeah, hi. So this Canvas course, basically this is an online software, what we would call a virtual learning environment, and the whole business school uses it. So your course is on there, is in terms of your course will upload lecture slides, additional reading material, etc. However, the careers and employability have a separate part within Canvas, and that is something that you just access at your own time, at your own leisure, and that is a lot of online resources that you access. So it could be links to the kind of Student Circus, our jobs board, as well as example CVs, that kind of thing, as well as where we host where all our events are going to be, and that's where we send our newsletters out. So it's using the same platform, and it's something you'll get very familiar with if you join us at the university. Yeah, I hope that helps.
No, just to add on to what Laura says, we're very acutely aware as well that no two job searches or student experiences are the same. So we try to build resources and sessions that are flexible in the sense that if you're ready to start your job search from, let's say, right now, we have support available.
Mhm.
If you want to focus on your study and avail of the career support more towards the end of your program, you can do that as well. So hopefully there's a little bit for everyone in there in terms of how people like to learn as well. Some people would rather watch videos, some people want everything in person, some people just want resources. So it's a very flexible and hopefully, touch wood, agile service.
Yes.
Fab, thank you. I think Jyoti has said that answers their questions, so that's great to hear. I'll give everyone a minute if they have any more questions, pop them in the chat, but just in the meantime, because I can't see any new ones, I will go to our business ambassadors now, and I'm just going to ask you both to chat about your experiences with the career service since you've started studying in the business school. So I'll start with Irene, if you don't mind. Just chat us through how you've used it, how you found it, just your own experiences.
Okay, sure, no problem. Hi everyone, I'm Irene and now studying supply chain management. So actually, I find the career support in Newcastle University is very helpful. Like I have attended the induction week, and what amazed me at that time is the career consultant say that the career support to a student is actually not only for this postgraduate academic year. For us, this time it will continue until even when we graduate for 2 years. So from the first semester, I started to use career support quite a lot, from career path planning to my CV, resume, customized review. And besides of this kind of career support, the career consultant will always, they are very be willing to give you more information that is customized to your needs. So they even give me some resources about the company that I would like to connect them with a LinkedIn. So these resources are really helpful for me to build up my career path in the future and also searching. And last but not least is about the career events held by Newcastle University Business School. Like from last week, I start to join another very practical workshop. It's about to solve the housing problem in Northeast England. And from this session, the career team will not only teach us a practical framework, but also give us a lot of more creative thinking about what we really think about can solve for this kind of real life questions. So during this kind of skills development lectures, I find that people here can be more critical thinking, but also can create their own values. Yeah, so this is what I find very helpful for the careers support.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to hear that you've used the service in like quite a few different ways, from workshops and one-to-ones, and it's really great to hear that some of that support has actually been tailored to exactly what you want, because that's definitely what Paul we're trying to convey with their presentation, is that we do try and support you in any way that you need specifically. I'll come to Kunal now, if you can tell us a little bit about how you've used the career service as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kunal, and as a business ambassador and a student at Newcastle University Business School, I have been fortunate to have an access to one of the finest career services available. From personalized support to engaging events, career service has played a crucial role in shaping my professional journey. When I came in Newcastle, I had a professional work experience in the field of sustainability, but I wasn't sure about the UK market, how the UK market is regarding the sustainability. So I met the career consultants, and they gave me an action plan. What all skills would I require? What all certifications I should do? And that really helped me. And that's the reason recently I've been designated as an international sustainability scholar. One of the standard features of the career service is its one-on-one support system. The dedicated career consultants go above and beyond to assist us in making informed decisions about our education and the career paths. I personally got benefited from their guidance, as they helped me in in identifying my strengths, pinpoint areas, and making improvements in that, and refining my applications and personal statements for the future jobs I'm looking for. And the array of events organized by Career Service further enhances the career development opportunities for all of the students at Newcastle University Business School. From specialized sessions like careers and sustainability, making career more green, to practical workshops such as project management career sessions that we had recently. There is something for everyone. One event that particularly stood out to me was the NCL Careers Workshop. What do I do the next? So this session provided invaluable insights into navigating the transition from university to the professional world. Additionally, as Paul said, the recruitment events orchestrated by the Career Service offer a direct avenue for us to connect with the potential employer. This events provided me with a platform to network, gain industry insights, and explore diverse career paths. So I found this interaction immensely beneficial in understanding the current job market in the sustainability field and refining my career aspirations. Furthermore, as again, the presentation said about the online support provided by the Career Service is exemplary. Through their virtual platform, we can access a plethora of resources, including the AI feedback for CVs. Now, I particularly use this resource quite a bit because we have to customize our CV according to the different job opportunities we have. And this AI feedback software really helps. It gives you feedback where you can make the changes, where you're going wrong, and same for the cover letters and interviews. The availability of the recruitment test practices, overseas employment opportunities, and virtual internship information underscores the service commitment to catering to the evolving needs of the students in today's digital age. Reflecting on my overall experience with the Career Service, I can confidently attest to its effectiveness in equipping students with tools and strategies for the career success. The personalized support, diverse range of events, and comprehensive online resources have undoubtedly empowered me to navigate the competitive job market with confidence and clarity. And also, we have very good career consultants at the business school, Kian and Joe Craggs, who are ready to help at any point of time when you require their help. So that's from my side. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Again, great to hear that both of you have used the Career Service to its full potential, because there is a lot of opportunity there for you to help that have that benefit your studies. Fab. So I'm conscious of time. We've got a couple of minutes left. So if anyone has any final questions, please pop them in the chat. I'm just going to briefly mention this QR code. So normally a QR code at the end of a presentation would ask you for feedback, but actually this is slightly different. If you have enjoyed this call and you have some more questions, maybe you're an inquirer, maybe you don't have an offer yet, you haven't applied and you want to know more, if you scan this QR code, you can fill in the details and it will send an email to our recruitment inbox, and that will allow you to book a one-to-one session with Kirsty Setz-Clark, who is our international recruitment manager in the business school's recruitment team. She's currently traveling, but she definitely has time to fit in one-to-ones as and when, and can work with you on the time that is suitable. But it's a great opportunity to get some one-on-one advice on, if you're not sure what course to apply for, or maybe you have applied, but you have some questions about the process. Definitely make use of this opportunity and give that QR code a scan. We'll leave it on the screen until we end the call, but just finally, does anyone have any last questions, including Paul and Laura? I can see actually we've had a question in the chat. So Jyoti has asked, they wanted to know if the call is being recorded and will it be available. I can answer this one. Yes, it is being recorded, and we're going to have it uploaded to Newcastle University Business School's YouTube channel in the next couple of days. So I will be sending an email around to follow up on this call to anyone who's attended or anyone who registered with the recording in there as well, and it will be on the YouTube channel. So definitely keep an eye out on our channels for that. Keep an eye on your emails for a link to it. But yes, you will be able to come back and review this call. Paul and Laura, do you have any additional questions? Anything to finalize? Don't worry,
Well, just hope to see some of you here. If you do take up your offer or apply and get an offer and they're successful, just come say hello to us, and
Absolutely.
yeah, we'll welcome you to Newcastle.
Definitely. Fab. What a great way to end the call. Well, that kind of concludes it perfectly on time. So thank you so much for attending. Again, any last minute questions, please pop them in the chat. But we will end the call in a minute or so. So thank you so much, and I'll let you all leave.